It is. It's not going to be too cold. Oh, ready?
You're ready.
Sorry.
Yeah, here we go.
And welcome to the Current High Network's exclusive coverage of high school girls soccer tonight. We've got a brilliant SYL matchup featuring the top team in the league, the Independence Falcons. It's 7-0 in league, riding a 12-game win streak.
Yeah.
13-3 overall, taking on the Tehachapi Warriors, 6-10-1, 2-4-1 in league. And alongside my broadcast partner, Kyle Wiley. Kyle, You know how it goes. You've seen this Independence team play earlier this year, and this team, hard to believe that they lost their first 3 matches of the year, but they are on a roll right now.
Yeah, one of the ventures we have in the Kern High School District is we try to take pictures of all the teams in our Achieve magazine that comes out after each season. And so early on, we took pictures of this Independence team, and they were just starting to get in the midst of that 12-game winning streak. And I'll tell you what, they lost some very, very tough opening matches. We were just talking about that. Stockdale, who is the heavy favorite in the SWYL, posted 4 goals on them early on. But sometimes when you lose 3 out of the first 4, it's decision-making time. And I know it's early, but for some coaches, those first few games aren't indicative of the rest of the season, because you know as well as I know is they're putting a lot of subs in, seeing what they can do, get that playing time before they get into league. And so even though they got off to that rough start, they are hot right now. And looking at the rankings according to Max Preps, they're ranked number 1 for state for CIF playoff predictions. And they have some key contributors and scorers that we're going to be talking about all night, perhaps none bigger than Mia Ontiveros, number 13, who is a video game out there. And we talk about the lights of Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo and all those that just put up ridiculous amounts of goals in a short amount of time. And I think that's the key thing is they've only played 16 games. She's got 28 goals, and that is just ridiculous. But nonetheless, she is it's exciting to be out here tonight to watch her play and compete.
Yeah, to reach 66 points in the regular season isn't over yet is quite a feat. And then also they feature number 12, Carla Rodriguez. She has 23 points on the year, and she's amongst the leaders in categories in D3 as well as SYL.
Yeah, and I think in the SYL has made, obvious notice of this Independence Falcons team, kind of moving forward, as they've just – not only have they just won like a 1-0 game, the scores are like 4-0, 3-1, 4-1, 5-1, 5-0, things like that, where those are dominant performances in the soccer realm. And so it's just been a very, very interesting look at what they've been able to accomplish this year. And they are the heavy perennial favorites going into this Division III, and it's wide open. And I think they've established themselves by playing those tough teams early on, but then they've also won some tournaments over the break and all that. So very excited to see if Independence continue this hot streak. I hate streaks personally because you just hope they don't get broken, but I like streaks when it's at the appropriate time, and I think they've found that right now. So hopefully winning the SYL outright and going undefeated and continuing on this hot play doesn't give them a false sense of confidence, but also gives them that they can accomplish anything they want. And I think with their dominant play, gives them the confidence that they absolutely can win a Valley Championship.
Yeah, when they've scored 29 goals and have only given up 4 goals in league, that's quite impressive.
Yeah.
Now, talking to some other coaches around Kern County, they've also mentioned that this Independence team is legit. They believe that Independence definitely has a chance to win the Central section this year. So it'll be interesting to see how that develops. Now, conversely, we've got a really young, talented team that only features 3 senior starters, and that is the Tehachapi Warriors. Now, they're 2-4-1. Head coach Tyson Kingsbury, in talking to him prior to the game, he basically, and I know you talked to him as well yesterday, but basically, he's saying he wants his girls to play hard. He wants them to play as a team, to play together, and just put forth, their best effort. Such a young team, but playing, such a talented as well as seasoned team in Independence, it's quite a challenge for them.
Well, it just seems like just a few years ago, Tehachapi was at the top of the soccer world and dominating. So I think with everything, it ebbs and flows and goes in cycles. And I think for Tehachapi, there's something in that mountain water that brings a certain toughness about the Tehachapi Warriors, whether it be in football, basketball, baseball. We've seen specifically in girls sports, their volleyball program be on the up and up. And we see right now that their soccer team is always going to be solid, and they may be down this year, but they still have some talent that they can rally behind. Rachel Miller, we've talked about in our broadcast, who is a big-time scorer, and she's just a sophomore, and she is their top player that they rely on to get, and she's in that echelon of 20 goals and all that stuff too with those video game numbers. So you know as well as I know, we've been around the game, doesn't matter what it is. When she becomes a senior and you have a star player, you throw everything out. It takes one star athlete on a team to make a big difference for the culture and for the program. So as we see her become a junior and become a senior, and we look up and down that roster, a lot of freshmen, a lot of sophomores, a lot of juniors on there. Next year seems to be a little bit more promising for this Tehachapi Warriors team.
Yeah, and they have two players that I'm really excited to see, and that's in their central midfield in number 15, Kat McKay, one of the captains, and their foreign exchange student from Norway, Christina Lorentzen, number 8. I'm excited to see how their midfield handles Independence tonight.
Yeah, we've talked about that, across many broadcasts, how important it has to have a solid mid-game that goes on there, because for those midfielders in soccer, more than anything that I look at, they have to play both sides of the ball, and they got to be able to contribute on both sides of the ball. And I think if I'm Tehachapi, I'm going to rely on my midfielders to be a little bit more helpful on the defensive side, especially when you have the strikers that Independence has. They've already played them one time up on the mountain, and of course, Independence won that game, but now they're down here where it definitely is a little bit more cooler than being up there in the mountain, even though it's starting to get a little brisk out here. But I'm just very curious to see some of the top talent in town. Excited when we had this game on the calendar. Both you and I had discussed this. We have one of the top premier programs around, and see how they respond in the midst of being in this broadcast. Excited to be out here tonight. Yeah,
it's definitely exciting to see the Independence Falcons at 13-3, 7-0 in the league. They are number 157 in the state, and currently number 7 in the central section. But as you mentioned, Kyle, 3rd overall in D3, but projected to finish first to get that number 1 seed in Division 3. Tehachapi currently is 14th in D3, projected to finish in that area as well. But we'll see what happens here tonight. The 5-1 loss up on the hill last time, Tehachapi at the hands of Independence. Tehachapi coming off a tough 1-0 loss on the 25th of January. And, of course, Independence beat their rivals Ridgeview 3-1 in their last outing last Thursday. So we're getting set. The officials are at midfield talking to the captains, and we'll get your captains for you in just a minute.
I got to say, if you're Caitlin Gonzalez and you're on the Independence Falcons and you're the keeper, you're loving your job because of the amount of goals that are coming out there, and maybe not getting probably as much action on there. And I think it's very incumbent upon Jordan Schwara, the coach, to make sure he's working his keeper out so that when playoffs come around and those critical games come around, that they're getting the proper work and care that they need.
Yeah, definitely. So we are about to get underway as more and more fans file into Independence High School.
I was talking with Coach Derek, Athletic Director Derek LaRosa, and you look at our two captains on Independence, Monica Jimenez and number 13, Mia Ontiveros, the two just superstar talents on Independence right there. And we talk about their strikeability and the stuff that they're able to accomplish. And when we were taking photographs early on of this game, it is quickly apparent who the best players on the field are, and that is definitely Monica Jimenez and Mia Ontiveros.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Independence, of course, have a couple of injured players. The foreign exchange student, number 10, Cielo Mazzantini, is out with a slight injury, as well as Dominique Advancula.
Yeah, I got to give a shout-out to Cielo. She had mentioned to us that the one day the Kern High Network comes out to do her game, she's out. But nonetheless, we didn't plan for that Cielo, so we'll give a shout-out to you on there with regards to that.
I know. She's got to be disappointed. I know I'm disappointed. She's had quite a year here at Independence High School, 19 points on the season, and in the top 10 in some of the categories in SYL. So we'll see what happens if she's able to bounce back from that injury down the line, but she's clearly one of the top players for head coach Jordan Schwara, and head coach of Tehachapi, of course, is Tyson Kingsbury. Tehachapi in their road black. Yes, they do wear green, black, and white, but they're in their road black kit with white, and Independence in their home white jerseys with their maroon shorts and white socks.
Can't help think about Steve Denman, the longtime football coach at Tehachapi. It's synonymous, and such a good gentleman and just a fine human being. And it's every time I think of Tehachapi, that kind of comes to mind.
Oh yeah.
We'll talk more about it, but we've got a big week in the Kern High Network, and we'll talk, probably at halftime or when we have a break that we can go over those things. And exciting week this week. Absolutely.
We're dipping our feet in the water of just about every winter sport right now, so that's great to hear. And official set to get it going. And Tehachapi will get it started. Rachel Miller, number 12, she's the one you have to watch. Now, we'll tell you that she is nursing a slight injury, so we'll see what kinds, how things develop for her, see how long she's able to go, and she's got that tough Tehachapi Warrior spirit, so she may say, don't take me off at all, but we'll see what happens here.
Especially when you're playing these big-time talent. I think these first 10, 20 minutes, usually we've talked about those first 10 minutes getting the flow of the game, but I think when you have a high-strike offense like Independence has, these first 10 to 20 minutes are going to be very, very telling. If they can keep this at a one-goal, one-possession game and not let it get ugly.
Nice job by Daubert to clear. Riley Daubert, number 20, left back at Tehachapi. Now to the midfield. That's Michaela Tyree. It'll be a throw-in. Last touch by the Warriors. So up top for Tehachapi is number 12, Rachel Miller. Number 10, Michaela Tyree. In goal is number 00, Bethany Stainfield. The back line is Riley Daubert, number 20, Maddie O'Brien, number 13, Soleil McAleb, number 3, and Olivia Richmond, number 18. And in the midfield, Cam Burdick, number 5, Kat McKay, number 15, Christina Lorenzen, the Norwegian, number 8, and number 16 on the right wing, Mariah Voda. And we'll get the Independence lineups.
We got to make sure it's correct. It's McCaleb. It looks a little weird. I know you say the McAleb. I know you're that English teacher following. I was corrected on that yesterday by the coach, so it's McCaleb on there, so we get it correct.
He probably told me in my just McCaleb.
Yeah, I totally butchered that early on too. So
little scramble, nice ball, nice run up the right wing, but a little out of reach, so it'll be a goal kick.
And one thing you notice about Ontiveros is she's got that length right there, and she's got those long legs where she's able to get it through there, and you can definitely tell that Tehachapi is aware of her, but she's able to get the ball within proper striking distance, and she's left-footed and she's right-footed. She's just a tactician with both legs. So
Independence trying to work it up the right side. Nice job out to the right and out of reach of number 12, Carla Rodriguez, as Mackenzie Martinez is off the mark on that pass attempt. So a throw in for the Warriors. Gosh, we've seen some exceptional SYL soccer throughout the season, but East and Golden Valley was a fine game.
Yeah.
Last Thursday night, and now a throw-in for Independence. But
we've seen some top talent too. You were able to get Miramonte and Foothill boys soccer, where you just saw exceptional talent at Miramonte to look at that, and we were able to be there for Arvin Shafter and just see some flat-out ballers out there just doing their thing. Mr. Magana, Jalen Magana, what an incredible talent he is, and Carlos Norzagaray and all of those guys were able to watch out there. Very, very exciting.
Absolutely, and it's hard to believe that Carlos Norzagray, it's his first season playing soccer for Arvin High School. So
I did talk to him about the game. He said he mentioned, because he was our Tony's Pizza player of the game football season. Here comes it.
Making the run on Ontiveros, back to the middle, loose ball, scramble, Tehachapi trying to clear, and a nice job to get it out of harm's way by that back line.
And I think Tehachapi's goal is to make sure they have 5 back on defense at all time, and I was talking to the coach about that yesterday on the phone. He knows exactly what's out there, and he said even sometimes we'll drop back 6 to make sure that the Falcons don't get easy goals or easy opportunities, because of the likes of Ontiveros and of Jimenez are able to score sometimes against 2 defenders at one time.
Yeah. And Ontiveros, number 13, Carla Rodriguez, number 12, the senior leadership, number 4, Monica Jimenez, all top players. Throw in for Tehachapi. He'll try to get it back, set things up. Head coach Tyson Kingsbury says that they like to play the short passing triangular system. We'll see how they're able to do that, see if Independence is able to break up play. Remember, Independence has only rendered 4 goals in league, and for the entire campaign, they have only given up 19 and have scored 49. So we'll see what happens. There's Independence trying to get it settled up the left side.
You're going to see Monica Jimenez play a lot of that kind of center position right there, where she's able to, she is kind of a forward on paper, but she does a lot of stuff defensively to really help out the Falcons.
Good battle for the ball. Independence comes away with it. That's Ontiveros, but her pass is cut. Tehachapi trying to make a move, and now the intercept in midfield. Battle for the ball. Tehachapi will spray it out to the left. Nice job by number 5, Cameron Burdick. Cam Burdick. She likes to go by Cam, so we'll call her Cam. Independence trying to work back up the right. Rodriguez in the middle, through ball, nice defense.
With this triangular system that you talked about, Coach Kingsbury's it's kind of like ping pong. You got to be patient with it. You can't rush it, because if you rush it, sometimes that's when the mistakes happen.
And this is onside. Independence out to the left. Try to work it to the middle. Onto the right foot. Shot! And just over the bar. The opportunity by Ontiveros sails up and over the bar.
And right there, if I'm Coach Kingsbury, you just got away with one right there. They gave her way too much space, and they got to challenge her a little bit more. But it's kind of the fear factor when you know that you have someone that has 28 goals. But you got to somehow put a body on her, put a little bit more space, and mark her up a little bit better than was right there. Because the next time that opportunity comes around there, Ontiveros is putting it in the net.
Into midfield. Independence will come away with it. Nearly made the pass through, but good defense there. And able to get it out of harm's way is Maddie O'Brien. Tehachapi really battling in their defensive third here. Independence, the intercept. Over to the right. Errant pass stolen away by Daubert. Now to the middle. Tehachapi will try to spring Rachel Miller.
You mentioned that's an errant pass, but I don't know if such thing exists, but it's a productive errant pass because it's getting a little clustered on that left side, and so they had to spread it out just a little bit, and sometimes those balls go through, especially against a Tehachapi team that you beat 5-1 last time. You take your chances a little bit more often. You're a little bit more aggressive, as we see right here, number 8, Christina Lorenzen, trying to go up the left side for Tehachapi.
So throw in for Tehachapi. This will be Lorenzen. And she will settle it back. Here's Kat McKay. She will pull the strings for the Warriors.
And you even see McKay as part of that 5 that plays back for Tehachapi, making sure that the likes of Ontiveros don't get those easy opportunities and easy shots. What does that tell you about how much of a superstar you are when you have 5? You're standing back there and you got 5 girls back there hanging out with you, making sure you don't score. Pretty impressive.
Independence gets it back on the throw-in. Turning with it is Carla Rodriguez. She's got great foot skills.
And I think those are the things that Tehachapi has to clean up right there. That's too easy to get the ball up to midfield, just too quick, too easy for Independence. And those little things, they may not get them now, but when it comes later back in the half or in the second half, starts to play off. Like right here, the spacing is amazing for Independence.
And cleared out, but it'll be a throw-in for Independence in a dangerous area. We'll see how many head coach Jordan Schwara puts in the box. This one, short throw-in. Ontiveros, loose ball, Tehachapi in midfield. Here's Rachel Miller trying to turn her defender. Nice defensive play, but it went off an Independence player. That's number 3, tracking back, Devin Furukawa.
So now we're in that 10-minute mark that we talked about. The first 10 minutes, you try to establish what the other team's trying to do. I still think they're trying to figure each other out a little bit, and I think this next 10 minutes that you look at to kind of sum up the first half of the first half, if that makes any sense where you're going with me, I think is very, very key, and I think this is where we're going to see a goal strike from either one of these teams coming up soon, because I think this is where the patient levels start to run a little thin for each team.
Oh, yeah. Attempted through ball. Nice job of cutting that off by Maddie O'Brien. Battle for it. Here comes Independence trying to break into the final third. Up to the right. Time to run. That's Carla Rodriguez. Cross into the middle, and nice job by Bethany Stainfield to come out over the 6.
And you saw where Carla Rodriguez was going right at number 13, Mia Ontiveros, for that crosser right there. And, I mean, the opportunities, they're having opportunities to score goals right now, and it's just 1 foot, 2 foot away from that before it gets kind of out of hand. So Tehachapi's got to continue to clean that up.
And it looks like for the most part, Independence is trying to work up that right flank. We'll see if they continue to do so. We have seen them go left just once or twice in the early going. We are in the 29th minute of action. Independence High School. Independence trying to make it 13 straight wins and move to 8-0 in SYL play. Tehachapi, the opponent tonight, at 2-4-1 in SYL play, looking to snap their 2-game losing skid. There's a throw in. Independence try to work it to the middle. Jasmine Franco. Now Lorenzen. Ambitious up the left wing there. It'll be a throw-in for the Falcons.
Lorenzen, the senior right there, she plays a pretty good game kind of at that center back position. She is a taller girl, so she's able to use her body and her size a little bit more. And one thing I could say, besides Ontiveros for Independence, you're not talking about a bunch of giants out there for the Falcons, so it's nice to counter the skill and talent with some size every now and again. And I think if Tehachapi can learn to body up and mark up with some physicality, they can give Independence kind of a run for it.
Yeah, and we know that in Norway, soccer is an extremely popular sport. Their women have done quite well in recent World Cups and World Tournaments. Some outstanding players who even play in the Women's Professional League in the United States. So we don't know what Lorenzen's ambitions are, but
yeah. You know, I'm still just intrigued. I just see Tehachapi with 6 back, spying on, I mean, just the respect that's out there, and just knowing that at any time Ontiveros can strike.
Tehachapi fighting for it to win it back over to Soleil McCaleb. Nice job to control the ball. Up the right wing. Taken away by the defensive Independence, Monica Jimenez. And Independence with the ball in the middle. Mackenzie Martinez back out to the left now. To the middle. Nice job of passing there by Independence. Wide open on the right.
Got to get a little bit wider right there. I think she tried to play it too far up, and I understand that pass is to direct your teammate to go for a better shot on goal, but we have so much space on the right-hand side. Give them an opportunity to do something with that space.
Yeah, and Independence was fortunate at that time because the handball on Daubert. So a long free kick and right into the back of the net. What a beautiful strike by Mia Ontiveros.
It was slow motion right there to look at there. It's hard to get excited, but what a strike on the free kick by Ontiveros.
29 goals and now 67 points on the season for Mia Ontiveros, and that was from distance. I mean, we're talking about a 35, 40-yard strike there that just sailed and skittered past Bethany Stainfield to her left. So the 1-0 advantage for Independence, and see if Tehachapi changes their system now. Will they stay in that 4-4-2 with 5 to 6 defenders back, or will they try to open it up here and get that equalizer? Sometimes it's those teams that are near the bottom of the league that can be the banana skin for you.
Yeah.
And Independence trying to keep their concentration. See if Tehachapi can battle back. Nice run there made by the Warriors, number 5. Cam Burdick. Lorenzen battling in midfield, trying to get the ball. Back in the offensive third. Nice job out to the right now. Here's Voda. And it'll be a throw-in for Independence as the ball sails out of play. 24th minute, 1-0 on just a brilliant 35-yard free kick special by Mia Ontiveros, her 29th goal of the season.
And if you want to see the replay and all that stuff, go to our Twitter feed at CageSD Athletics, and I was just looking at it right now. I don't even think the keeper was expecting the ball to be going in there, and you see the shock, but she has a strong leg and a premier talent right there and strikes it with confidence, and I think it went harder than the keeper actually was thinking. I think it was just kind of slowing it in there, but what a goal by Mia Ontiveros.
And Ontiveros attempting the cross into the box that is cleared by Tehachapi. Throw in Independence. And, as a keeper, you're not expecting someone to take a shot from that distance. You're expecting her to try to hit somebody around the 18, try to put a ball in for one of your taller players.
And she just proved right there she's probably one of the best at throwing the ball in as well.
Yeah. Independence keeps it. Long shot, number 15, right into the arms of Stainfield is Mackenzie Martinez.
I was talking with Coach Marty Martinez, who's the head girls coach over at East Bakersfield High School, and you've known Marty a long time. But the other night, here we go with Mia Ontiveros again.
Ontiveros, left-footed strike, and into the back of the net, and it's onside, and it's 2-0. And Mia Ontiveros, you see how quickly she struck there with her left foot. The through ball, she was on it with cat-like reflexes, and it's her 30th goal of the season. Wow. So Mia Ontiveros, first in the league, second in Division III in points. But she is first in SYL in goals and second in Division III. Clearly an exceptional talent on display. A 35-yard free kick goal, untouched, and then the through ball and the beautiful left-footed finish. So 2-0, Independence on top. Trying to make sure that this is not a banana skin for them. Tehachapi's got work to do. Nice turn by Rachel Miller. Rachel Miller onto the right foot, and no support there, but what a beautiful turn by Miller. She just needed some support.
Maya Ornelas with great defense for the Independence Falcons right there on that backside. Well, what I was going to say is Coach Marty Martinez, we're talking about the first goal before we're interrupted with her second goal.
Oh.
But Mia Ontiveros on those free kicks, those are the small little details that separate Valley Championship teams to the next. Teams that really distinguish themselves, and East High had 3 goals, and I think they had 3 goals on.
They were all set pieces.
They're all set pieces, free kicks. They were able to get in there. And I talked with Coach Marty Martinez the next day. He said, we practice that every day. Those are the small things that we have to get better on, because we can have all the offense in the world, but those are the opportunities for us to score. And so I thought that was very, very important. And as you can see with the 35-yard blast right there.
Yeah. And, you know, and unfortunately, there are teams all the way up to the professional levels that don't work as much on those set pieces. And especially when you're on the road, and East was on the road at Golden Valley, that can be a great equalizer. You know, you get those set piece opportunities, and they were just 3 brilliant free kicks that really the goalkeeper had no chance of saving. But, yeah, it definitely can make a difference down the stretch. You may not be, both teams may be solid defensively so that you can't score, but you got to make sure that on those set pieces that you take them with urgency.
Yeah.
And that you do whatever you can to score. And we know that a lot of foul play goes on in the box, but it'll be interesting here. We've only seen 1 foul tonight, so far it's been a very clean match. And if I'm Tehachapi, I'm trying to muck it up. I'm trying to be physical. I'm trying to knock Independence around a little bit, aren't you, Kyle? I know.
And we talked about that physicality. We see it in a number of sports. Sometimes when you get to those players, you gotta play physical, but you have to play within yourself too at the same time, especially when you have a talent like Ontiveros, because if you over-exaggerate yourself like this, you get your opportunities for great balls and great opportunities that go in there. So
Ontiveros out wide. Carla Rodriguez on her left foot. And nice defense there by Daubert, Riley Daubert, number 20, winning the free kick.
And if I'm Carla Rodriguez, I'm kicking myself, because she had an opportunity to set the ball. She still had time, and I think she still could have crossed it right there and given it back to Ontiveros for at least an opportunity around that. And she gets her hat trick in the first half that we look at. But as we get into this, we're in the 18th minute as we look right here. I talked about that 10-minute stretch right there that led up to there, and there was 2 goals that were scored within that. So that was that time frame where I think Independence said enough is enough. We need to get on the board.
Here's Tyree trying to feed it to Miller, intercepted. Now the Falcons will try to push it up. Nice ball through the midfield. Here's Ontiveros. Left foot.
Great ball.
Beautiful ball. Up ahead.
Another great ball.
And just Carla Rodriguez couldn't stop that with her right boot.
Andy Gaines with a nice pass. I mean, it started with Mia Ontiveros with a nice pass to Andy Gaines, and then Andy Gaines to Carla Rodriguez. And you know, Carla Rodriguez is going to have her moments. She's just too good of a player that we can see. She has a skill set because she's able to utilize that speed to get open. So
Tehachapi trying to get it out. Can't do it. Here's Ontiveros onto the left foot. Will she strike? Absolutely.
Oh.
And into the back of the net. Her third in the first half. Just a brilliant strike. It looked like it might have fooled Stainfield a bit, and it just creeped in the far post. But
with the left,
it doesn't matter where she is on the field.
And it's almost like a fadeaway kick right there. Ladies and gentlemen, we are seeing top talent hat trick in the first half.
Well, we've seen, Kyle, we've seen some outstanding players in the SYL this year. You talk about Luna Garcia. You talk about, what is the striker for East High? Name escapes me. She had the two free kick goals. She was
Catherine Rodriguez.
Catherine Rodriguez.
Yep,
yeah,
yep.
She was our Tony's Pizza Player of the Match last game. With just some outstanding talent on display. Golden Valley, of course, has an outstanding player. Beautiful through ball. This is onside. Can it be 4 1/2? Oh, and just wide of the far post. She was offside this time anyway. But Oh my
man,
goodness.
We're looking at historic things going on right here. She's going for that fourth. I mean, there's a young lady at Shafter, too, where the name's escaping me right now to look at. She was a top talent. We're going on there when we called that game. But, I mean, Mia Ontiveros, I think, is establishing herself as, at least in the striking, as a forward that is striking and getting after it and getting goals and scoring the rock. She's got to be at the top, at least in my estimation.
She does such a nice job of setting other people up. She moves well into the open spaces. She just has that knack that goal scorers have, but yet she's such, she's so good.
And I think it's her length, too. It's her length that her legs, she's able to get out there.
What a brilliant ball into the box, trying to settle it. And Andy Gaines was looking for the opportunity there and couldn't quite settle the ball. But what a beautiful pass there from Mackenzie Martinez to Gaines.
And here we go
up the
again.
Left-footed strike into the back of the net, the far post. And it is a clinic. It is an absolute clinic for the Independence Falcons right now, just beautifully distributed. The left-footed quick strike to the far post and no chance for Stainfield. And it is 4-0 in the 15th minute of the first half. So glad you could join us tonight wherever you are. Rick Hudgens, Kyle Wiley. And, wow, 4-0 in favor of Independence. And Tehachapi needs to get one back just to get a little confidence.
4-0, Mia Ontiveros.
Yes.
The rest of them going on there.
Unbelievable. Here's the intercept. Nice job through the middle there by McKay. But Independence comes back with it. Nice. Clever backheel to herself by Ontiveros. Now ball up through.
Beautiful ball
on the right
there.
side. Here's Carla Rodriguez. She's looking for the strike. Trying to fight off the fender and puts it wide of the right post.
We're still 14 minutes right here. We're just speechless right here by the talent that we're seeing right here. But Mia Ontiveros definitely is doing some things tonight. So special night.
Well, she came into the league with 10 assists as well, which is first in D3 and SYL. I mean, you're talking about a player here who averages 4.7 points per match. That is impressive. She had 3 points in their last outing against Ridgeview with a goal and an assist.
Oh, here we go right here. Rachel Miller in the 18 right there. And I know you're looking at those stats right there, but the ball snuck in where Rachel Miller and a big-time block by Caitlin Gonzalez, who was able to come out just in the nick of time as Tehachapi was looking to put one on there. So, Mia Ontiveros, as you're talking about, definitely a special talent that we're looking at where –
into the box, and chipped up into the air and on the near post. Alert there was Caitlin Gonzalez.
Great hand-eye coordination. That was quick right off the bat right there.
So good opportunity for Tehachapi, and then off the corner of the set piece. Nice save there.
See, that's the maturation right there you look at with Mia Ontiveros. As the ball's up in the air, she makes sure it's on the ground, and the best opportunity for her to dribble the ball and be effective with it. It's not bouncing. It's on the ground, just almost rolling the ball per se. And so definitely a premier talent.
And so we'll have some substitutions for Independence. Number 14, Val Ramirez. Number 21, Layla Tinoco. Number 7 is Leah Matakin. And number 4?
Number 14.
14. We have 14. Number 8.
There we go.
Gabby Silva. So they will all play and see what they can do in the 12th minute with a 4-0 advantage for the Independence Falcons, looking to make it 13 straight. Nice attempt. Good ball.
And if you're Coach Tyson Kingsbury and the Tehachapi Warriors, your goal is that these next 50 minutes, and it seems outlandish to even say that, is you're just holding on and you're focusing on how you can get better at the little things.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe this game and maybe games like this aren't for this year, but it's for next year. You got a superstar, number 12, Rachel Miller, who's just a sophomore. So how can she continue to compete against the likes of this solid, very deep Tehachapi Warriors team? And if you're looking at the likes of number 15, Kat McKay, who's back there, she is a senior, but she can work on anchoring this defense and making sure that they just don't let Independence and the likes of Mia Ontiveros roll all over them the rest of the game.
Yeah, this is a time when those Tehachapi senior leaders really need to assert themselves. Maddie O'Brien on the back line. And you mentioned, of course, number 15, Kat McKay, as well as Lorenzen in midfield. Through the middle. Independence. Settle.
And it's her speed and it's her awareness on there that I think is deceptive for a lot of people. And it's sometimes tough, and I have to relate this to what I see things, but like in basketball, sometimes when the other team's best player, they'll have a guy or a girl face guard that best player. It sounds weird and ridiculous, but I would have one defender face guard you, number 13. It doesn't matter if it takes out a sink, if it goes against orthodoxy or whatever, but making sure you're making it absolutely difficult for her to have the ball in her possession. Do they do that, face guard soccer like that?
Well,
or is that a rarity to look at?
No, they double, East High.
Yeah.
Doubled and sometimes triple teamed
Michelle
Camacho the other night. So what Camacho started doing, what the coaching staff decided to do, was move her back to pick up the ball and then work it towards the front. And she got some opportunities, but my goodness, she logged the miles that game because she was constantly, working hard from the back, making runs, trying to set people up. Now through the middle to midfield. Nice ball to change direction, but just out of reach.
I do like that four-person substitution for Coach Suara because these are valuable for him, because in a game like this has gotten out of hand, is if he can have those subs, and how well, if you go from an 11-man team to a 15-man team and you're that much deeper. But another great pass by Mia Ontiveros. But if you can get some production out of those players off the bench, that's the Valley Championship level that you look at.
Nice job by the Falcons up the right side. That's Gabby Silva trying to beat the defender Daubert, who's just had her hands full the entire first half. Number 20, Riley Daubert, just a freshman. So, what an opportunity for her to gain that seasoning and to become such a vital, integral part of this Tehachapi Warriors.
And you talk about logging miles. She's definitely had to log some miles at that defender position. And so right here, I like what they're doing. They're taking number 8, Christina Lorenzen, and marking up Mia Ontiveros right now and just following her right there, not even paying attention really where the ball's at, just making sure. And I would just make sure and just shield off, not look at the ball, just face guard almost.
6 in the box. Cross comes in and off the right boot and out of play. So a goal kick for Tehachapi as we are now into the 7th minute of action and a 4-0 lead. And it has been the Mia Ontiveros show. But we would be remiss to say that her team has done a nice job of moving the ball around, making the runs. Ontiveros is clearly an exceptional talent out there, but she's got a nice supporting cast around her as
she's
well.
got Andy Gaines helping her out on one side. She's got Carla Rodriguez helping her out. She also has Monica Jimenez who's helping her out too as well. So they're definitely delivering some opportunities for her to score. And this is a loaded team right here that definitely is peaking at the right time, and you just hope that they haven't peaked out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This doesn't fizzle out, that this level of play continues, they're going to host, some playoff games and maybe get a first-round bye, just dependent on how many teams go in there. But, if they keep this momentum, they stay at home, they like playing at home on this dirt infield. It's just the nature of soccer season, right, when you see the brownness of the grass and all that. But, hey, it's working for them right now, so they're able to move.
Yeah, definitely. Into the 6th minute, throw in Independence. On the left, Tehachapi trying to work it out up ahead, giving chase as Miller won't get there, but forces Independence to play it back to their goalkeeper, Gonzalez. And now she'll play it up through the middle as Independence will work it from the back to the front.
I'm wondering if they have a new keeper in there to look at that. I think they've switched him out in the midst of all of that too as well. So I think that's Carmen Miller, the sophomore, that may be stepping in there and running keeper too as well. But great first half where talk about the options you have as a coach. We're able to get all your subs in and your backup and your keepers and all that as well. You talk about Michelle Camacho over at Golden Valley, she is the backup keeper. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So, she's able to do a lot of different things for those Golden Valley Bulldogs. So to have 2 keepers and get them playing time is huge.
Yeah, definitely. Get the experience while you can. Unable to control that is Tehachapi's number 16, Mariah Voda. And it'll be a throw-in for Independence.
I got to say this, Julian and I are actually our combination together. I got to say this, Julian, this is the second hat trick that we've been a part of. So we're able to see Jarrett Fiddler Centennial put on a absolute clinic too as well. In the last 10 minutes of a 1-0 game, he said, I'm going to wake up and start playing. He got a hat trick.
Yeah.
It was 4-0 just like that. But this is a special night for me, Ontiveros, to be able to show her skills.
Some exceptional talent, no question about it. Some sick talent in Kern County. Fiddler is quite a player, picking up where his brother left off. His brother, of course, now playing college at UC Davis. And the clear, and it will be, looks like it's going to be a corner for Independence. No, it'll just be a throw-in.
And you got to give credit to Monica Jimenez, who I think is an exceptional talent, number 4 for the Independence Falcons. She does a lot of wonderful things. She just happens to be on the same team as Mia Ontiveros, who a little bit different positions. But what an opportunity for her to set up, anchor that mid, get all of her teammates involved, kind of play that linebacker-type position. But here's Ontiveros again.
Ontiveros attempted through ball, defended well, but now a right-footed strike, blocked again. Nice job that time by O'Brien. Now loose ball inside the 18. Cleared out. Independence will try to settle it. Nice cut back there by Ontiveros. Long left-footed shot. Oh, that had some mustard on it. And a great save by Bethany Stainfield just to catch that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, that ball had eyes. That was a beautiful strike with the left foot.
And Mia Ontiveros jumps up because her being a lefty, you know how partial I am to those.
Loose ball, chance, and went wide. Another opportunity there for Independence.
That was Carla Rodriguez with an opportunity right there to get her first goal tonight.
Carla Rodriguez coming off a player of the game performance against Ridgeview. She has scored 4 points last Thursday, including 2 goals. We've yet to see her tally tonight. But a 4-0 lead for the Falcons as we approach stoppage time of the first half. And a throw-in for the Warriors. Stolen away. Chance for the run out here to the left. Here comes Tehachapi. Nice play, nice cutback. And it'll be a throw-in as Rachel Miller battling there along with Mariah Voda. And so the throw-in for Lorenzen. 4-0. As we are into stoppage time. First half cleared.
And if you're Tehachapi, you're hoping this stoppage time is about 20 seconds so that you can get to halftime and, get back out there. And, you would hate to say that you want this game just to be over, but when it's 4-0, it's just crippling and crushing towards the team, especially when Independence has dominated possession with the likes of this talent right here that we see, who is just going – left and right, and you hate to – I think that was decent defense, and I got to say Daubert right here showing some sportsmanship. I think she apologized to her right there getting up. So
yeah. Well, I'm surprised that the referee didn't play the advantage there because, yes, Ontiveros got knocked down, but the ball was sprayed out to the right.
Yeah.
And Independence, had a break there. They were looking for a break opportunity. But – you know what? We got to err on the side of safety.
Yep.
Very important. And now Tehachapi plays it back out to the right. Cleared up the right flank and out of play. Throw in Independence.
And Ontiveros got knocked down on the ground a little bit. Sometimes you don't want to anger him that much because they could be coming back. And she appear to be fixing her socks and her knee brace that she's wearing over there. So hopefully it's nothing.
Here's Tinoco. Nice ball. Out to the left. There's a long cross, and that's behind the goal, so out of play. Goal kick for the Warriors.
Whatever the ball is on Ontiveros' foot, I don't think there's a spot on the field that is safe right there.
Nope.
And somehow that ball would have kicked in and went.
Yeah, dangerous. Kick out, and we have reached halftime. First half at Independence. Independence looking to go 8-0 in league and trying to make it 13 straight. Well, they are off to a brilliant start. The hat trick in the first half by number 13, Mia Ontiveros. It gives her 31 goals on the season. They also score a fourth, and we will get
a fourth by Ontiveros.
Ontiveros.
So she's got 32 now to look at that. So ready for a break, my man?
Yep. We will take a break on the Kern High Network, your exclusive coverage of girls high school soccer. 4-0 Independence leads Tehachapi, and we'll be back for the second half after these commercial breaks.
Every team trains hard. Every team prepares to win. But when U.S. Army soldiers take the field, it's best if the other guys don't bother showing up. See if you have what it takes at GoArmy.com/team.
One thing about Kern Schools is you get to do your banking your way.
I'm a traditional banker. I still like writing checks and visiting my branch.
As a millennial, for me, it's all about the mobile.
And I'm somewhere in between. I still do everything online or through an ATM.
So no matter how you do your banking, Kern Schools is always there. That's why we're the #1 financial institution in all of Kern County.
Take advantage of our low mortgage rates, including 60-day rate lock and no cost to you. Purchase or refinance your home today.
Kern Schools, together we have something special.
This is where we're going to train the kids to actually get jobs in the industry. We're going to give them the basic tools that they need, also the skills that they need to understand where they fit into the industry.
All the animated things, because we have everything that we need in the scenes.
They are learning the principles of animation, Photoshop. They're learning how to animate in 2D and 3D. And when you swap to that shape, then you're just going to drag these over here.
The storyboard aspect of creating basically the skeleton of the story, and then just sort of directing people on my vision of what I want in the story. And it's also giving me the advantage of Mr. Fullard, since he's worked at so many companies, being able to put it in my resume and be like, this is the art direction I've received.
We're
We're learning a lot about how mobile apps are made, the programming and coding that goes into it, along with the time and effort. Along with that is also the entrepreneurship of the class, learning how to run our own business.
We're also learning basic marketing skills, people skills, graphic design, and social media marketing so that they can freelance, they can work on their own, they can apply for a job, they can go to BC or Cal State or any other university who offers programs that are specific within the mobile app development concentration or business concentration.
With my future and career, I do plan on being somewhat of an entrepreneur, owning my own business, sort of a clothing brand line. And so this will definitely help me out with possibly an app for my company, and the entrepreneur part helping me be able to run my business smoothly as I can make it go.
Right now we're learning the different roles, what a game designer is, what they do, and how video games are made and how to deconstruct them.
We're also going to be teaching the hard skills, which includes learning the Unreal Engine. And what the Unreal Engine is it's a game development tool that students will be able to use to make their very own video games. And this is something that actually industry professionals use every day to make some of the top-selling games. They're all the same size. You're all on the same plane. There's no undulating terrain or anything like that.
Our instructor, he's really amazing. He encourages everybody. He's really fun and he makes learning fun.
So they've got top-of-the-line computers here and they're set up to excel. I would be surprised if other students their age coming out of high school would have anywhere near the level of expertise that these guys are going to have.
Welcome back, everybody. Kyle Wiley here with the man of the hour, Rick Hudgens. It's been an exciting first half. Kind of taking over right now. You're the normal play-by-play guy to look at it, but we have some exciting things this week. I'm very, very excited. Rick, you're going to be Thursday at Golden Valley in a very, very exciting, once again, sticking with the SYL, exciting game, Independence and Golden Valley girls basketball. Premier talent that you're going on there, my man. I'm very excited. We covered them early on, but Kalasia Dean, very, very talented. Special team to look at. Independence has moved up to Division I, and they got their hands cut out for them. But you talk about like Kalasia Dean, who's had 3 straight Valley championships. I mean, being on to win it once is tough. To win it twice is extremely tough. To win it 3 times, you're talking about Michael Jordan and the Tom Brady's of the world. But to win it 4 times, I mean, you're getting into John Wooden territory, and very few actually get into that. So it'll be a tough work cut out for him this year.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. You know, I'm really excited working with my old basketball broadcast partner, Alex Lee. He's raring to go. So it should be a fun one. Golden Valley's got a lot of talent too. I mean, and it should be Golden Valley, of course, will be, trying to pull out all the stops at home to get that W on Thursday, and then Friday or tomorrow night you've got.
We'll get to that. So Alex Lee's your partner in crime right there. Kurt Wilson, who is the varsity girls basketball coach at Golden Valley. He was a JV coach when I was coached basketball, girls basketball at South High School, and he is a solid human being. He's a close friend of mine. I'm just excited to see what he's able to do. But they got 2 superstars themselves, Taja Holiday Ball and Alyssa Brumfield. Watch out. You're talking about athletes. The top athletes in girls basketball are going to be at that game. Exciting, exciting, exciting. We had huge momentum last year. I was talking to you about this early on, but Thursday night, while you guys are at that game, we got at Frontier the Royal Rumble going on as we have BHS traveling to Frontier in a duel that is jam-packed. Last year it was at BHS in their vintage gym to look at it, and it was just packed. It's going to be at Frontier this year, and intensity levels are high, and it is exciting. I'll say this, Coach Daryl Pope, longtime coach at Cal State University of Bakersfield and All-American at Cal State University of Bakersfield, is going to be joining me along with Brad Hull, who wrestled for Coach Pope at Cal State Bakersfield, longtime head coach at Foothill High School. And Brad is one of my longtime buddies, one of the biggest nerds in the sports of wrestling, if I could say that. He is an insider to look at, and last year we had huge momentum and huge gains with those guys there, and I'm just excited, and I'm humbled to be in both of their presence. Especially Coach Pope has this aura, this presence about him where you know that he was a special wrestler, he was a special coach, but he is a truly special human being and is everything right about sports, everything that you want to have. He's a principal at Thompson Junior High. He is just a very solid human being. So we're very, very excited about all of that, and it's just been a great year, to be a part of that. And then next week we have, South versus Highland boys basketball, and then we go Stockdale Frontier girls basketball, and then we go SWYL wrestling championships, and then we got girls wrestling showcase where the top wrestlers in Kern County are going to be at Golden Valley, and then we just got a lot of stuff finishing off the season that is really just huge, as we've had a very, very productive winter. And I just got to say this on air, my man, I've really appreciated everything that you've done and what you've brought to the table. You really upped the Kern High Network game, and I'm just very excited to have you along for the ride. And you did a little bit for us in fall with football, and I know you have your commitments to Liberty and doing the PA over there, but we appreciate everything that you brought to the table as far as knowledge of the game and everything else, my man. So just want to say thank you in front of everyone. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and I, you know what, the pleasure's all mine. I'm extremely appreciative to both you and Stan, and Stan Green had some kind words as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's just an exciting time, to be a high school student athlete in Kern County. And if you're in Kern County, whether you're actually a part of the Kern High School District or not, there's a chance that you might get on the air, because we cover just about everybody in the county. It's going to be exciting. And, the real question is Kyle, you said that you've been really working on your power cleans. Is that you must be getting bulked up for wrestling, because those guys might get excited and put you in some holds that you might have to work your way out of on the air, and I don't want you to be embarrassed.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate that, man. That's really what it is. I'm afraid of Coach Pope, so I gotta do everything in my nature to make sure. Here we go, right off the bat.
Beautiful ball, great settle in, a left-footed tap in, and Independence right out of the gate in the second half does not disappoint. And this time it is Carla Rodriguez waiting for that elusive goal, coming off the big 4-point match against rivals Ridgeview, and she picks up her 11th goal of the season. She's third in the SYL, fifth in Division III, and just like that, a beautiful through ball, and Carla Rodriguez with the answer.
And we've been calling it all night that she has had so many run-throughs, and she just has been unlucky, but now all of a sudden she was able to get it. What I like about what she did is she settled down as the keeper's coming out, and she just was able to get right around the keeper, set up, and just tap, tap, tap it in.
And Tehachapi trying to work into the offensive third. Good work up front there by Miller and Tyree, but didn't get a shot attempt. Now Independence will try to work it back. We're just underway, second half. So glad you could join us tonight. And like I said, we are so appreciative of all the people who make it work. And Kyle will talk about our sponsors and all our administrators throughout the Kern High School District, as well as Tehachapi, of course, as administration, that, we're thankful that that they're being represented as well, our friends up on the hill. But
absolutely. Kern Schools Federal Credit Union, as we talk about that, they've been instrumental in really leading the way, and we just upped the ante as Mia Ontiveros gets a nice ball, and she's looking for more. And
fights off the defender, left foot, in a box and cleared, but not too far. Still in the box, fighting for it. And the foul is committed on Lorenzen. So
we can't even talk about our sponsors because of the action that comes out. It's nothing to be sorry about. It just is what it is. But Ontiveros is an exceptional talent. Anytime she has a ball in her hands to get her 5th goal of the night, I mean, it's just amazing. But Kern Schools Federal Credit Union has been with us from day one. They, at first, the live streaming was just a concept. Kern High Network wasn't even around. Kern Schools Federal Credit Union said, you know what, we'll help you in your live stream efforts. And as we've turned into the Kern High Network, and we're a full-scale operation now that we look at it, is Kern Schools has been right there. U.S. Army, we just renegotiated, got more sponsorships from them, so they're helping us out. So coming in the fall, you're going to be seeing those push-up contests back again and all those things going on there where kids have a blast from opposing teams to have that. So we also have other huge sponsors, from Raymond's Trophies to Pav Solar and Electric to Tony's Pizza, as we give our Tony's Pizza player of the game. Do a very, very good job for us. So definitely appreciative. And all our superintendents, from Dr. Brian Schaefer to Dr. Dean McGee, Dr. Brenda Lewis, Dr. Mike Zolfa, Dr. Scott Cole, they all do a wonderful job in supporting our efforts of what we do. But the vision behind all of this, and the one that hired me to help run this, is Stan Green, and he's our Director of School Support Services, and he wants to fly under the radar, but he definitely had a vision, and, you know, we're living proof of that vision, so appreciative for that.
Yeah, you know, I was exchanging some messages with Stan on Friday, and, you know, we know he's a graduate of Redwood High School, and that's where I started my teaching career up at Golden West. But we talked a little bit, you know, just about how if he has a connection there with Visalia. I think Visalia with 5 high schools now would really benefit from something like this as well, especially in, you know, sort of that more of the central in between Fresno and Bakersfield.
There's a lot of outlining areas too right there that could all make a conglomerate of that central area right there.
Absolutely. I mean, there's some fine athletic programs, not only in soccer, but of course basketball and football, baseball, wrestling. I mean, you name it, swim. Got a little bit of everything, but
a little bit of water polo too.
Yeah,
so it's starting to pick up. Oh, yes, nice ball!
Nice ball.
Monica Jimenez definitely has a partnership with Mia Ontiveros. She's delivered some. In the basketball world, we call it dimes. She's actually just putting them in there. So, great job right there.
Yeah, that was a beautiful ball there by the senior to the senior. So, corner kick for the Falcons. And they will push up 4 around the box and 1 right on the goal line. And Tehachapi with 8 back in the box, 3 along the goal line. Loose ball. Lorenzen attempts to clear. Nice job of stepping in there and trying to get it out. Tehachapi defender try to get it back. Independence. And Ontiveros was looking for an opportunity, but was completely closed down that time. Nice job by Tehachapi. Now they'll try to work it up the left flank. Keeps it in play. Good job. Voda. Excuse me, that's Burdick. Cam Burdick on the left. And Independence wins it back at midfield.
And if I'm Independence right now, there's all those little specialty trick plays or those little things that you work on in practice that you can at least try out right now with a comfortable lead. I think it can be same in many sports. When you get a comfortable lead, just try some things out, because that could be in your back pocket.
Ooh, deflected, nearly an own goal that time. But, you know, I mean, you got to credit Lorenzen getting back defensively from midfield. And a nice job there by the goalkeeper, Stainfield, to be alert.
I'll say this about Tehachapi. It's usually sometimes when games get out of control, kids start to hang their heads and all that stuff. But
beautiful ball through. Yes, here's Rachel Miller. 20 goals in the season, and she couldn't quite get enough on the left foot.
I'll
easily.
say Tehachapi's still battling, though. I
Yeah.
like it. You don't see any heads hanging, anything like that. It's a testament to the type of people that are in Tehachapi, that we know that it is a always grind it out, work hard type environment, atmosphere, and Coach Tyson Kingsbury has definitely instilled that in there. You have to be positive in these moments because it's easy to get down and out with your team, but I think there's one thing, as another shot, and I don't blame number 15, Kat McKay, for doing that. Hey, take your shots wherever they're at. It may go in. You got nothing to lose right now. So
Hey, we've seen some strange goals this season. So
yeah, that Arvin Shafter girls game, it was like it just trickled underneath the goalie's hands right there. So
yeah, got Arvin their first league win of the year.
Yeah, absolutely.
So here comes Independence the other way. And you know, one of the things that impresses me about Tehachapi, I mean, they have that tough warrior mentality and pride. And, you know, they really care about their town. They care about their school. They care about their tradition, their history. And, you know, it shows on the field. They have a great, tremendous fighting spirit. And Tyson Kingsbury with his assistants, Tom Franchier and Ryan Kingsbury and Josh Jelishitz, you know, they're a new staff taking over this year, so they're trying to build that program with the young side and, you know, try to build for the future, as you mentioned. And Tehachapi's always competitive. So here comes Independence the other way. Through ball, trying to get there is Ontiveros. It's a foot race. Onto the right foot, and that's in the back of the net. And, you know, it's just unfair. I mean, you got to be thinking it. Just a beautiful, beautiful poise displayed by Ontiveros. And she scores her 5th goal of the night to make it 6-0. So now that gives her 33 goals on the season. And if she doesn't move up to first in D3 overall, then I got to see that other talent who's just above her.
But I got to tell you, Monica Jimenez, that through ball that she gave, set that all up right there, and that was a beautiful, beautiful pass.
Here comes Independence through the middle. Stolen by Tehachapi, looking for a goal. Last time these two teams met, it was Independence 5-1. Tehachapi looking to get that first goal and maybe build some momentum. Nice ball through. Here's Rachel Miller out to the right. Excuse me, that time that was Tyree trying to make the pass as Miller had made the run. You know, and it's exciting. Tyree is a sophomore. Rachel Miller's a sophomore. So they're going to have that strike force back next season. On the mountain, headed down. Tehachapi will control. Nope, went out of play. Couldn't quite control at that time was Tyree. Loose ball. And a foul committed against Tehachapi. So free kick Independence. No, you can't do that. It's so funny how players will just pick up the ball wherever and attempt a free kick. And clearly you know where the foul was committed, and the ref is standing right there. But from the little tykes all the way up to professional level, it's always an attempt.
You know, we got to give a shout out to Scott Heitman, who is the principal at Tehachapi, and you know, it's sometimes tough. We try to include some of those outlying districts on there, and I know the score's gotten out of hand, but you know, if I'm a principal listening to this and seeing a game like this, I just got to say, Scott, you have some great kids out here that are playing tough in the midst of adversity, and it's a credit to the testament of the culture that's built in Tehachapi has been part of that. And Robert Ramirez, who is the assistant principal and athletic director there, he is a great individual as well, who's done a great job for the Tehachapi Warriors kind of coming up. So we'll see in the next few as they continue to, you know, grow and, you know, get better. As you said, they got a young team, and Rachel Miller, just a sophomore. They're building on something up there on the mountain.
Yeah, definitely.
And Dr. Debbie Thompson here at Independence, the principal with Cy Silver and Kelly Harden, and they got to be excited that they potentially have 2 teams in this winter sport that are heavy favorites, as Ontiveros is trying for number 6 right there. But you got your girls basketball team and your girls soccer team that are doing really well, and you got, you know, your boys basketball team that's always solid and your boys soccer team that's always solid, and wrestling is kind of on the up and up. But you know, you have 2 solid teams that are going to be ranked among the top in your soccer and your basketball teams.
You know, and sometimes that's incredibly difficult, because sometimes, you know, you've got kids who are such great athletes that they have to choose.
Yeah.
And sometimes you lose kids to one or the other sport, but it's I mean, I just think that it's wonderful that both their soccer and the basketball teams are doing so well. Both of them chances to, you know, make that run. And Valley, here's Rachel Miller through the middle and just cleared, but she gets it back. And a foul, and that's going to be a free kick. Let's see if Rachel Miller takes it. She's battling out there. I mean, you know, we know that she's battling a slight injury, but
she's still tough. She hangs in there. She does a great job at that forward position.
Yeah, she's a strong kid. And now Miller will take this, the sophomore, with 20 goals on the campaign, looking for more. The wall of 5. Over the wall of 5 and into the back of the net. What a brilliant strike by the sophomore Rachel Miller to put Tehachapi on the board. And just frozen pizza.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely went right over the wall into the top left corner to the right of the goalkeeper. And just, my goodness, we just see, I am impressed, Kyle, with the number of brilliant free kicks that I have seen calling games this year. It's just been incredible.
Well, it's the commitment to those details. It talks about, you know, the coaches that we have that are doing a fantastic job coaching the kids of Kern County.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, our hats, I mean, I take my hat off, of course, to all these coaches. You know, the pay isn't great, but they're out here because they love the game and they love working with high school kids. And, you know, we're so appreciative of that. There's the cross into the box. That was a nice cross there. But that'll roll harmlessly out and cleared by Tehachapi. And coming away with it is Tyree. Up ahead, looking for Miller. She's making that run. Goalkeeper comes way out.
Young sophomore trying to get up there and get some more points on the board. We got our man Derek LaRosa, the athletic director, Independence High School, up here, watching this masterpiece by Mia Ontiveros. Holy cow. 5 goals is dang near impressive. Where is she going to college, by the way? Humboldt State. And where is, you told me Monica Jimenez, she was going to be going. Newberry College in South Carolina. So Humboldt State and Newberry College in South Carolina. We knew that they had next level talent to look at it, so they play really well together, as evident in that 5th goal right there. I mean, you saw Monica Jimenez just have a nice ball right there to Mia Ontiveros. So,
what about, is Carla Rodriguez playing anywhere yet, or still deciding? Yeah. Okay. Well, loaded with talent.
The problems he has, where he's got all of this talent going to the next level. As we talked about Kalasia going to the University of Oakland and Michigan and all that stuff. So it's amazing. They got a lot of talent, especially in these winter sports coming going right there. So, yeah.
That's exciting. Up to Miller. Intercepted now. Tehachapi gets it back. Work out. Nope. Can't work it out the right. Good defending there by Independence. Through the middle. Beautiful ball control. Through ball. That's onside.
Ooh.
Up ahead, looking for Gaines is trying to get into the act. And
I'm going to tell you, Andy Gaines has had a very, very solid game. She gets overlooked by Monica Jimenez, and Carla Rodriguez and Mia Ontiveros, but she is a very, very solid player that does a lot of those assists and setting them up and doing all that. So as evident, she's got 7 points. She's got a goal and 5 assists that, she definitely is a top-tier talent that just happens to be with some that are a little bit higher on there. So,
yeah.
Just a junior, so next year could be her year where she starts to shine. She definitely has a little bit of height that's of Mia Ontiveros, so we're curious to see what happens next year.
Yeah, and she's averaging nearly 1.5 points per match, so she can certainly build on that.
You got GPAs for us there, La Rosa, some of these? Not there.
Here she is, Ontiveros, and this time lost it. Independent settles out to the right.
One thing about Ontiveros that just sticks out is her length and is her height and all that, because usually she gets in those small spaces for being so tall. That's usually reserved for the Messies of the world and the little bit smaller in stature, but she is definitely slippery and is able to get through some of those spaces.
Yeah, I'm impressed that she's able to use both feet. I mean, that's she will do a great job as a lumberjack. She will experience some extremely cold weather, a lot of rain.
This is
in Arcata.
This is beach weather for Derek La Rosa right here. He's a Midwest guy. This is nothing at all.
Thanks, Derek.
Good seeing you, my man.
Yeah. Derek La Rosa, the athletic director of Independence. Good times for him right now. They're the football team. Nice little season as well.
Yeah.
Some big wins.
They still have that. I talked to him about that psyche going against Ridgeview. There's always just that getting over that mental hurdle. And I talked with Lucas Lucero about that a little bit too. But there's a lot of just great things that have been happening out here. Their baseball team last year led by Chad Shelton. I mean, you had Kevin Larson that's on the bump. He's at Fresno State. That's coming, all 6'9" of you coming down. And it was fun watching him play basketball. I mean, he is just a big-time force in there. And seeing the guy do some windmill dunks, he just happened to be going against Justin McCall. He was just a little bit, a little bit more than that. But watching him pitch yesterday, definitely live. And they had Kevin Holcomb that was pitching too as well. There's a lot of talent in Independence where they're starting to build on. And as we start to see the community around us start to build in and fill around, and these houses that are coming out here, it's just
oh my goodness, more and more neighborhoods just popping up everywhere, and more and more kids. And right-footed shot, and what? That just barely went over the back of the goal. And you know what? I'm not sure she was trying to shoot that. That might have been a cross attempt, but my goodness, it almost went in. And that one, of course, was Carla Rodriguez, number 12, and now she wins it back. And now back to the middle. Rodriguez, right-footed strike, and able to knock it down and hold on to it as Stainfield in the 19th minute of action. Rick Hudgens, along with Kyle Wiley and the world-famous Julian
Wilson.
Wilson.
Got it right there, man.
Oh, yeah.
I think I do power cleans. You got to look at this guy right here, man. He is the Kern High Network filmer / bodyguard, so in case anything goes awry, we have Julian right here.
That's right. I had him for that big Independent Stockdale game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Football season. That was a fun game, wasn't it, Julian?
I got to say, on the Kern High Network, we've had some very, very exciting games, and I think it's important we talk about those.
Yeah.
I mean, we had, and I'll say this, and not to say that I was the play-by-play guy with Rich Corporate there, but we had probably the game of the year in the South Highland game in which Cade Sakamoto bombs a 50-yarder to win the game out of Hail Mary. Was probably the call of the year, the play of the year, all of that go on there. Vance Palm and I, second basketball game of the year. We're at Ridgeview for BHS Ridgeview, and big bucket at the buzzer for BHS to sink Ridgeview going in there. And we just had just to make your game, Stockdale Independence, was a big game, crazy game, a lot going on, a lot happening there. But we've had just, we were fortunate to be, once again, Highland West High overtime game and, overtime game and playoffs. And we saw BHS have a big big win against your Liberty Patriots in the second round of play. I mean, we just had covered a lot of things. But perhaps I will say this, my favorite game of the year that I look at in the totality of everything, just because there's a lot of layers that go with it. But seeing Shafter get off the snide after 10 years of losing to Wasco and that big rivalry was just near and dear, because that rivalry is more than a football game. It's more than it is just from the exchange rallies. It's a cultural phenomenon for both Wasco and Shafter, and to be a part of that for the first time ever. I've heard the legendary stories and seen that, but to not only be a part of that experience, but to see after a decade of domination what a through
beautiful
ball.
Through ball, out of the right foot, and tapped over. What a save.
Absolutely.
By Stainfield with the fingertips.
That is not where she wanted to be right there. She's standing
really,
right in front of this.
She's got exceptional quick reflexes.
Yeah. But standing right there in front of someone who's put a 5 spot on you is not where you want to be.
Yeah.
But going back to that, just to see Shafter after a decade of domination beat Wasco was amazing. But I'm going to tell you this, as far as individual performances, this has got to be up there right here. I mean, we had Dante Mason, 4 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, but Mia Ontiveros is just demonstrated 5 goal performance is definitely could be the Tony's Pizza player of the soccer season. You know, look at to see what's going on right here. That's pretty amazing.
No question. No question. And that was a beautiful, beautiful corner kick, but it sailed over every player and was cleared by Tehachapi. So it'll be another corner for Independence with 5 up. And Tehachapi with 5, 6, 7 defenders back, 2 along the line. Independence will try to cross it. That will be a throw-in as we are in to the 15th minute of the match. And a 6-1 advantage. 5 goals for Mia Ontiveros, 1 goal for Carla Rodriguez, and a beautiful free kick strike by Rachel Miller, 30 yards out, that just completely froze the goalkeeper. And now Independence trying to build in that final third. Very creative, very good at passing inside that final third. Tehachapi trying to break now, making a run. Here's Miller, good defending in the back that time by number 5, Maya Ornelas, the junior. Attempted pass goes right past Ontiveros and into the hands of Stainfield. Kick all the way back to midfield. Tehachapi trying to make the run. Good job to step in there. Defensively, once again, Maya Ornelas. And now Tehachapi trying to build. Right. Through the middle. Miller got it back. Trying to beat the defender. Good job of clearing it that time. I believe that was number 19. Nope, that was number, I believe, 18, Bianca Huerta. So it'll be a throw-in for Independence. You're saying that went off the Tehachapi player. I did not see it. Of course, I do not have the greatest vision. And ball over the top. This is going to be a foot race. Stainfield will come out and get it wisely because
and Riley Daubert, good job shielding off her defender right there.
Yeah. Through the middle. Independence has it back. We're into the 13th minute. Once again, fans, we're so thankful that you have joined us. We are privileged to cover high school soccer right foot into the back of the net. 6th goal of the match for Mia Ontiveros. And unbelievable. But you know what? Just beautiful through balls.
Yeah.
She makes great runs, and she knows how to put the ball away. But her teammates do a wonderful job of finding her in space, knowing where she's going to be, And a lot of that is.
And I believe that was number 7, American, there, that was able to deliver that ball. So.
Yeah, Leah Modekine with a beautiful through ball. And now through midfield. Independence will try to settle it over to Modekine. Tyree out to the right. Ball over the top, just a little too high for Rachel Miller. Ball cleared. Back to Tehachapi. Good ball by number 16, Voda. Voda's been involved in a great deal of the play tonight. Mariah Voda, the junior midfielder, playing on the right wing. It's played up. And Tehachapi will clear it out of play. Number 3, Soleil McCaleb. Eleventh minute of action, second half. 7-1, thanks to 6 goals.
I don't think I've ever said 6 goals. That's 2 hat tricks right there
Yeah.
she's able to have tonight. It's pretty special, pretty amazing.
Battle for it. Tehachapi trying to work it out. See their forwards coming back, try to win the ball, and then make that pass up ahead. Stolen away, left foot, cleared off the back line by Christina Lorenzen.
There's still 10 minutes of the game, and on me, on Ontiveros' mind right now is number 7. So she comes into the night with 28 goals and is leaving unbelievably with 34 goals.
Yeah.
It's mind-blowing right here. It's just tough to fathom, and it's silly, and we're kind of chuckling at this, but it is just absolute silliness that's going on here.
It's just it's an amazing performance. You don't see performances like that all the time, especially high school level, and now long ball by Miller.
I will say this, Tehachapi's had a rough go at it in the SYL, because not only have they given up a historic night like this, Nene Jones at Eastside Girls Basketball put up 52 in a triple-double effort against them as well. It's just wrong end of it sometimes. So
nice job working up the right side, but unable to track that down was number 8, Gabby Silva. And now Tehachapi will try to work it up the left flank, and a throw-in for the Warriors with 9 minutes remaining, and a 7-1 lead for Independence. Well, I'm sure when you look at Max Preps tomorrow, you get online, you look at Max Preps, it should say D3 point scorer and goal scorer tops Mia Ontiveros. And if
she
not,
comes off
then,
right now.
I don't know. Yeah, she's going to come off with 6 goals. What just a sensational performance by the senior tonight.
And Monica Jimenez is coming in, and probably on any other team, she could be the forward on a lot of other teams that we see out there, but just happens to be Mia Ontiveros. Gentlemen, I think it's safe to say we know who our Tony's Pizza Player of the Match is.
Absolutely.
I think it's pretty easy. Mia Ontiveros has got to be right. I know we're calling it with 8 minutes, but when you have a special performance where someone's able to have 6 goals and she comes off, and I think it's appropriate. I think it's okay. We can say it right now that Mia Ontiveros, you are our Tony's Pizza Player of the Game for your performance tonight. Very rare, special performance that we were able to see tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, how often do you see someone get above 3 goals in a game is rare. To get to the 4, I'd maybe see it once or twice, but to get to 6 is staggering.
And definitely one for the ages. I mean, just in all different ways of scoring as well. So, I mean, we've seen her with a free kick. We've seen her with her lethal left foot across her body, the far post. We've seen just deliver darts into the back of the net. And now we have an injury, an Independence player who is bent over, and we'll see who it is. I can't make out the number right now as head coach Jordan Schwara goes out to check on his player. And still unable to make the number. We'll let you know as soon as we know. Maybe we can see it.
It's number 14 that we see right here. Val Ramirez appears to be the one that's down. And hopefully she's okay.
Yeah.
And sometimes we've talked about this in before, you know, hopefully it's nothing major. She's got that knee brace on there. Sometimes it could be, you know, a little strain here or there. Kids don't drink a whole lot of water in the winter to look at it, just because of the fact that it's cold and they attach water with heat and everything like that. So Ontiveros coming back onto the field right there, so I don't think that was intentional. But more than anything, I just hope Val Ramirez is okay. She's walking right now, and she just got to take it easy and make sure her safety is first and foremost.
Yeah. We wish the best for Val Ramirez. Hopefully nothing severe. The senior, you know, she would like to earn a Valley title before she departs. And a throw-in for Marikine.
And looking at Ontiveros, she was a little slow to get up right there, and she's got to be careful. She's got that knee brace on already as it is, and in a game like this, if I'm the coach, you got to make sure your superstar doesn't jeopardize your opportunity to make a Valley championship. I know these records or, you know, goals in a game or whatever you want to call it is impressive, but it's also being intelligent, being smart to make sure that your team, because the ultimate goal, this game's done, this game's out of hand, you just got to make sure that your team's full go going into playoffs.
Yeah. I wholeheartedly agree with you. That'll be a free kick for Tehachapi. Into the 5th minute, and a 7-1 Independence advantage right now. Now up to midfield. Here's number 4.
Oh, slick
Jimenez
move.
Again,
absolutely.
Beautiful.
I am very impressed with Jimenez's ability to dribble the ball, but she is very, very slick with her passes and all that stuff too as well. She's had a very, very nice game. We could say that about a lot of people at Independence. They've had nice games, but there's something about a special game, a once-in-a-lifer game that you have on there. I'm watching Ontiveros, and I know she's a little gimpy right now, and she's not moving as gingerly. Maybe it's the score, maybe it's whatever, but maybe it's the time. She's just taking it easy. Maybe she's saying, Kyle, I've scored 6 goals tonight. I can walk around a little bit to do all that stuff. So,
well, Carla Rodriguez, number 12, back in, replacing number 11, Brittany
slick
Alcacer.
move again. She is just dribbling around, making it look silly. Look at these.
Oh, my goodness. She looks like she's driving a Volkswagen through cones. And looking for the opportunity. It's going to be a foul committed by Independence, so free kick for Tehachapi. But my goodness.
Yeah, it was Lorenz.
Either that or a slalom skier.
I'll say this, Lorenzen marked up pretty good right there, and I think it's going to be a card.
Yeah, Lorenzen has battled. I mean, she's had to go back, help out her back line time and time again.
And it doesn't look like any card. And here's the other thing, too, that if I'm Independence is these yellow cards have playoff implications that go on there. So they got to be careful, and especially if I have, at least 4 yellow cards and I'm going in there, I get that 5th one, I'm out that next game. So they got to be very, very careful and be cognizant of, and then one thing we can say this is Tehachapi, Jordan Schwara does a great job statting his team. So
beautiful run, right-footed strike, and into the back of the net. That was a ball that was just blasted.
And I believe that's Monica Jimenez right there that was able to sneak it in there right there.
Not to be denied after notching a couple of assists tonight. That was just a brilliant run, and she was not to be denied. A hard right-footed shot that went off Stainfield. That's a tough one to stop. And Ontiveros comes off, Jimenez comes off, and it's an 8-1 lead. 6 goals. Yes, if you are just tuning in, Mia Ontiveros now has 34 goals on the season. She has 6 goals tonight. The other goal scorers, Carla Rodriguez and Monica Jimenez, her senior teammates. And with that leadership of Jimenez and Rodriguez and Ontiveros, Mackenzie Martinez, you've got such great leadership there for head coach Jordan Schwara. And we'll see what they're able to do in the Valley playoffs.
And leadership coupled with a commitment to academic and excellence. I mean, we talk about in the Kern High School District, our mantra is a tradition of excellence, and we like to celebrate student success, and we like to celebrate our magazine's called Achieve. And when you as a coach are sending 2-3 girls off to universities to play, nothing against community colleges, nothing against that, but there's something about that university setting is getting to that next level, getting out there, a 4-year university and playing there. So special teams, special talent, when you're sending that many players off to the next level, the university setting.
Yeah, absolutely. To continue their education and to continue to play a game that these young ladies love. And we hope that the games continue to get better and better as we continue to watch them and keep up with them. So we are into the final 2 minutes stoppage time here, the 2-minute mark. 8-1 on a beautiful Tuesday evening. As I just cannot believe that we're almost to the end of January.
Yeah.
The first month of the new year, and that's going to do it. So the final score from Independence. The Independence Falcons moved to 8-0 in SYL play, 14-3 overall. In league, they have now scored 37 goals and only rendered 5. An impressive run. 6 goals from Mia Ontiveros, Carla Rodriguez, and Monica Jimenez, each with goals as well. And the lone goal for Tehachapi, their key player, their striker, 21 goals now in the season, the sophomore, number 12, Rachel Miller.
She's someone to look out for next year. I'm telling you, Tehachapi played tough the whole game. It's just they were met with a very dominant, overpowering Independence Falcons team.
Yes. But we, it's going to be exciting to see what happens here as soccer finishes up this Friday and then moves on to next week.
Yeah, I think the next Tuesday is their actually last game,
match,
and then they have to get all their playoff implications and all that paperwork turned into the CIF Central Section office.
It should be interesting. Independence is projected to finish number 1 in Division 3. They are currently number 3 right now. They are 7th in the section. Keep an eye on this Independence Falcons team and head coach Jordan Schwara, who has amazing depth. And Tehachapi, as Kyle mentioned, fought extremely hard. They show that warrior pride, warrior spirit, really wearing that jersey well. But as their coaches mentioned, it's a young, talented team that is, just starting to build now with brand new coaches, a brand new system, a brand new program. But of course, that Tehachapi pedigree. So we'll see what transpires in the coming seasons. Any closing thoughts for this one, Kyle?
Domination.
Julius?
That's all I could say. Domination. You look at it right there. So,
for Kyle Wiley, outstanding broadcast partner, and I want to take just a brief time here to recognize Kyle. All the work that he does behind the scenes, countless phone calls and emails and texts with coaches trying to get information. It is certainly not easy for him to do that. He really does yeoman's work. Stan Green came up with a vision, and he brought Kyle Wiley along the Kern High Network, and we are deeply indebted for all the work you do, Kyle.
Appreciate that.
Thanks so much. And Julius, great job as always. Love working with you. And continued success down the road. Independence, great victory tonight. 6 goals, Mia Ontiveros, as Independence moves to 8-0 in league, 14-3 overall, defeating Tehachapi now 6-11-1, 2-5-1 in league. As always, we're appreciative of our audiences out there. Continue to watch. Don't forget, Thursday night, big wrestling duel. Kyle will be there. BHS at Frontier. Frontier believes that this is their chance. This is their opportunity. We'll see what happens there. And I will be at Golden Valley High School for outstanding Independence girls basketball team taking on a talented Golden Valley team. So long for tonight. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Rick Hudgens. Take care, and we'll see you down the road on a Kern High Network.